Good morning, goeiemôre uit 'n lekker koelerige Johannesburg. Good morning everyone. For those who don't know who I am, I always want to identify myself because I don't want to assume that people know me, So my name is Fatima Abdool, and my daughter is being very funny. She's looking at me through the glass door for why I don't know, and she's making a recording of me. Oh yes, Bayeston. So I am greeting you from Joburg. My name is Fatima. I am the Vice President of the United Independent Movement. It is so nice to be able to say that when I walk through the passages of the Johannesburg Metropolitan Home or House or whatever, the council here in Joburg. So yes, because it feels as if at long last, mense ken van die UIM. Yeah. The last time you saw me, I think I was in Pretoria. I was with the children and the parents that are demonstrating against what is happening over there. Good morning, thank you. Let me just see who's that. I can't see the names. Well said, dankie. Rosemary. Thank you, Rosemary. So I will just continue as people come on, because I know some people watch later on and so on. So yes, last week was a huge thing for the UIM. Always remember that. It was a huge thing for the UIM. I am just a vessel. I know exactly where I fit in, what my role is and so on. It was a huge moment for me as well, etc. But for me, it was more about the United Independent Movement being brought to not justice but redeemed, because die vlag van die UIM het amper geval as gevolg van individuele selfsugtige besluite, maar myself, ons president, wat my hart, mense, julle verstaan nie, it meant so much to me. That was for me personal. For me, it meant so much that he, not feeling well, until this man, who is just a human being, was in a sick bed in hospital for 5 months. En ek wil dit benadruk, want het lyk asof sommige mense dit nie, they don't catch it so lekker, because he's such a strong personality. It seems like some people don't understand that the man was sick. He was ill. En hy het nie flu gehad, nee. Hy het kanker gehad. He was fighting for his life. Jammer vir die byklanke, but I am standing outside because inside is dark because we've got load shedding because of the incompetence of this pathetic current ruling government. Anyway, so I want you to, ek wil dit net in perspektief stel. Neil de Beer was ill. He was in bed. He was in a hospital bed for 5 months, fighting for his life. After chemotherapy, radiation, and operation, lots of operations. And he's been recuperating at home, taking it slow. But in his personality, hy's mos nou nie, hy's nie 'n sissie nie man. Sien, he's a tough man. And so, he got onto a plane the Thursday, sick, mense. On Friday morning, him and our SG, who is my ultimate hero, where, kykie man, as hulle nou 'n kompetisie moet reël tussen partye, wie se SG is die beste? Die UIM sinne, baie dankie. With lots of administrative work en if VP wat nie alles tegnologies kan bykom nie, en hy spring in en hy is daar en gaan haal verniel by die lughawe, kom die volgende dag en hulle, they pick me up. My president was in Easterus. He came to pick me up in Easterus, and the three of us had a wonderful trip talking about interesting stuff, interesting people. And there we were at the swearing in. It was a proud moment for me, personally, to walk down the passage with my president and my SG by my side. And the three of us made an impact. It was as if suddenly people realized, oh, but this is for real a party. Well, they realized it's a party when the votes went wrong. And the acknowledgement and the respect and the fact that my president was so, he's mos a charismatiese karakter man. When he walks into a building, you know he's there. He doesn't even have to say a word. You will know he is there. And the acknowledgement that all the relevant people gave to the UIM, not to Fatima, to the United Independent Movement, it just melted my heart. And then to top it off, later the evening, the afternoon, my sister, Zenda, who understands, she also understands completely where she is, what she's all about, and the pivotal role that she plays in this party. She came and she joined us. Nou, dit was vir my 'n fenominale Vrydag geweest, because I was amongst giants. The giants that are in our party. Now, ek weet ek het 'n topic gegee, so ek gaan net by die topic kom. I just want to do some house cleaning here, you know. So I found out that per maand, in hierdie council, word daar ten minste, of nee, ten meeste, 7 groot vergaderings gehou, wat die councilors allemaal moet wees. En ek gaan nou seker by die vergaderings wees, natuurlijk. That's committees, etc. I'm not going to explain the nitty-gritty. I think one day, myself and Neil and Jay must come online and actually just explain to the people what's happening in council, so that they can understand what they did when they voted for us, right? So today I'm not in council because there is no council. Die volgende council meeting is, die groot meeting is die 28ste September. Maar intussen, in between there are certain things that needs to be done. Like tomorrow, they call it, I don't know what it is. It's called, I'll show it to you. Ria something. Waar al die councillors en nodige mense saam met die with the mayor, they meet up with the mayor in some building in Doornkop from 8:30 till 4 o'clock, and we will be there discussing things and doing stuff and so on and so on. So do not be misled when councillors tell you that I cannot attend to your issues at home or in the area where you live because I don't have time, because I am in council. Hulle lieg, hulle is nie altyd in council. Alright? Ek sê nou vir julle, hulle is nie altyd in council nie. Hulle is ook nie elke aand in council nie. So whoever your councillor is, whether you are UIM or any other party, just know that if a councillor, you actually have the right to know when your councillor is going to council and going to be sitting in a meeting and so on and so on. Because when they are not in council, hulle moet op straat wees. Hulle moet in die gemeenskap beweeg. Hulle moet gaan kyk wat is fout. Wat moet gedoen word. Dus no, as ek hier klaar het met julle, when I'm done here with you, I'm going to Eldorado Park. Because the past few days, a few parents and activists have been camping outside of the Eldorado Park police station, because the Eldorado Park police are as useless as the Easters police, as all the other police stations that are useless. There are police stations where they are not useless, where they actually do their jobs. But those police stations where they are useless, people will start demonstrating. Okay. Which brings me to the next point. And that is that community development is now in the hands of the community. There are officials appointed to do certain tasks, to do certain jobs in the community, which some of them do diligently, professionally, and very well. But then there are social or community development officials or people that are supposed to do certain things in the community that don't do it. So now where does the community fit in? It is the responsibility and the onus lies on the community to keep those people accountable. Don't call for I now IR on a thing. If there are social workers, ek hoor 'n baba wat hy. Ek wil mos nie kan hoor wat hy nie, ek raak onmiddellik. My antenna staan so regop want dan wonder ek hoekom hy die kind baas, die kind se ouers en so. So if, for instance, the following people are working in your community: the police, medical staff, social development staff, who else is there? Educational staff, all those people. They are there, they do a service and they render a service to the community. And they have certain rules and regulations, certain things that they have to reach towards the development of the community. Byvoorbeeld, jou onderwysers is veronderstel om jou kinders te leer lees, wiskunde doen, ensovoorts. As die onderwysers nie doen wat hulle veronderstel is om te doen nie, then it is the responsibility, the right of the community to get together and to address this. Gaan nou kom by die addressing, because the Department of Education also then needs to be held liable. If you do not get the results that you want from the principals, the schools, the SGBs and so on, you escalate it because daar's 'n departement van mense wat betaal word om hulle werk te doen. If there are social issues, children that are neglected, households that are without food, etc., it is your responsibility as the community to go to the relevant department which is placed in your community, like the social workers. There should actually be, in every community, there should be an office where all the social workers sit and where people can come to, because right now they are scattered. You don't even know. I don't know if all of you know where your social worker sits. Okay? Then then the police, you go to the police station. Then the clinic that serves you as a community. If you experience unprofessionalism, poor services, it is your responsibility as the community to address it to either the superintendent or the committee of that clinic. Send your grievances. Die een probleem wat ons as Suid-Afrikaners het is, ons kla nie genoeg nie. We don't complain. We complain amongst each other. That val op dowe ore, because people can't, your neighbor can't do anything about it. But collectively, I saw what happened in Easter's. Parents got together. They wanted to address what's happening at a school. Hulle het nie geluister nie. And then it escalated. Now I hope that what the cause or the mission and vision that they are pushing will be addressed soon, because whatever is happening in all the schools at the moment, let me tell you what's happening. Thank you. In most colored communities, in most colored communities, it is as if there is an influx, conscious influx of teachers that are not qualified, that are not from the community. They don't understand the language of the community. Ons is mos meeste van die tyd Afrikaans, né? Soos nou is dit baie werk vir my om Engels te praat, but I shall speak English. Ek staan nou in Jhb Council. Hulle praat meestal Engels. And they deliberately, very strategically place teachers there that cannot do the job, but they said in their interviews, they said, yes, no, I can do the job. But when they get placed in the job, they can't do the job. Now, I can't teach history in Afrikaans, but when you were interviewed, you said, yes, you can. Now, suddenly you can't. Something wrong, but it's deliberate. Mismanagement of schools. Mismanagement. I cannot tell you how many messages I have on my phone of female teachers that are being sexually harassed, that are being victimized, that are being bullied within the school premises. So our teachers are not safe anymore. That is what I also want to tell you. Our teachers are not safe anymore because they get it from all over. The children, as mos rou kinders wat van die huis af rou kom, veel maniere, geen orde nie, geen dissipline nie, dan stuur ons ouers stuur mos die kinders skool toe. En dan wil die kinders die veel maniere by die skool kom uithaal en onderwysers mag mos nou nie weer kinders slaan nie. En so dit veroorsaak 'n hele klomp gemors. So that is what the environment in which so there's something wrong within the educational system, and it comes from the top. Now I'm in Gauteng. Now I want to say this. That Panyaza Lesufi, who is the MEC of education, he's very one-sided. Very, very one-sided. And I'm saying it. Hy luister nie wat die ander gemeenskappe sê nie. He only listens to the predominantly ANC communities and people that represents the ANC. Instead of rebuilding the schools that were burned down, hulle skole afgebrand, gedemolish, instead of rebuilding those 4 to 5 or 6 schools in Pretoria, for instance, they will send the poor children, not poor as in economically poor, you know the expression, children that have to travel, they have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning. Some of them 4 o'clock in the morning to get to school 8 o'clock in the morning because they live too far. And yet, there are children living within those communities where the other children are being sent. Now, they can't go to school there because for whatever reason, this community online registrations, some of my is utter rubbish because that is where this whole thing comes in, right? So it's a whole deurmekaar story. Instead of him, the Department of Education, using money instead of the what COVID protective clothing, so-called tenders and goeders, hulle het mos maar net geld gesteer. It was just another way for that department to also steal money, because that's what they do. That's what the ANC do. They are very good at it, né? Stealing. You actually have to. You don't even have to go for a cause to steal the money from the people, because it is from the people. So that all being said, this is what I want to say. That from now on, you will get feedback as to what is happening, especially in Johannesburg, and I do commute to Pretoria as well. This is where, those are the two cities that are very close to my heart. Ek sal nooit seker in Kaapstad of Durban opeindig nie, because baie mooi see en strande en so aan, en my broer woon in die Weskaap en so aan, dis nou Neil de Beer en al my ander brothers and sisters woon daar. Maar ek hou van die buzz. I love the buzz of Johannesburg. I love the buzz, the little bit of buzz in Pretoria. But ek hou van die vibe in Johannesburg. En ek onderneem, I'm not making promises. I don't know what is, I undertake. Yeah. That whatever is happening here, you will have feedback. But now I want to ask that you, as a community member that is concerned about your city, your place where you stay, please communicate with me. Communicate with the UIM so that I can, have my list. because ek gaan dit een of ander tyd seker 'n speech maak in council. I'm actually looking forward to it. They might put me out after it, but it's fine. Because right now I'm making notes. I'm making mental notes as I engage with people and I observe certain things and so on. But yeah, communicate with me. Tell me your concerns. I have my own observations and stuff like that, but it's always better to get the input and opinions of other people as well. I'm that type of leader. So, my friends, alles nou saam te vat, laat ek net gou iets kykie. So, yeah, to put everything, all in one bucket. Bottom line is, South Africa, or South Africans, the change that you want in our beautiful country is all up to you. It is all up to you. You decide who you want to represent you. And if you want to represent you, laat ek gou oor die volgende praat. Let I just put this one very much to bed now. There are people that were part of the UIM in the beginning. And then they left. Goodbye. Okay? It's nice. It is your volle reg. Baie dankie vir daai. Baie dankie. Dit is jou volle reg as jy besluit nee, ek wil nou nie meer deel van hierdie mense wees nie. Ek gaan nou, I am moving on. But don't come back. Moenie terugkom as jy sien dit gaan lekker nie. Want jy sien hierdie boot beweeg. It is moving forward with or without you. So you are either on it, you are with us, and you are pushing with us. Don't use this boat for your convenience. When it doesn't suit you, when it is going bad, you want to jump off. When it's not going your way, you want to jump off. When you have certain differences and you don't agree on certain things, you want to jump off. We as a family, we have to work things out until it works for both of us. Until it works for everybody, not both of us. So don't be, moenie die afspringerig. Dan spring jy af, dan spring jy op, dan spring jy aan. Nee. En moenie vir ons kom kontak omdat dit ewe skielik vir jou pas. Because there are things happening in your area. Now suddenly you want to put on a UIM t-shirt and you want to represent UIM. Moenie vir UIM wil gebruik nie, man. Hou op. The UIM should consist of people that have one thing in mind. And I can tell you that met die grootste openlike hart. Ek staan hier nie vir myself nie. Ek gaan na die council toe van Johannesburg nie vir myself nie. Ek wil eintlik as 'n mens kon sou ek net 'n UIM bord hier voor my gesit het. Because it's not about me. It's about the UIM people. It is about the South Africans that needs to get only the best because we've been through a lot. We have been through so much the past 28 years, and it's time for us to get to the promised land, man, where not one person sleeps hungry. South Africa has so much money. This current government under the leadership of the African National Congress, they have messed up. They have wasted millions, billions, and trillions of rands, and yet they are still in government. The president, the person that is seated in the presidential seat, he is still in government. The one idiot that is making one stupid statement after the other is still the Minister of Police. The Minister of Education, who has got the most sick ideas of having maternity wards within a school for children to be able to get babies in and go back to school. Man, wat rook hierdie mense? Is dit die dementia wat besig is om in te skiet? What? But they are still in government. We need them out. Baby steps. There are huge movements that are working on getting there, but for some reason we just can't get these people. You know what? The one thing that has always worked is divide and rule. I wish there can be more divisions, more divisions within the ANC, more little groupings fighting one another, ousting one another, because net hulle kan mekaar oust. Oust is in uitplaas en ander weg. Because the ANC government, what they are doing, if you mess up here, they put you on another position, then you mess up there, and then they replace you. What? With us, you mess up, you go. Finish and klaar. Dis die UIM se policy. Dis deel van ons konstitusie. As jy gemors aanvang en jy gaan teen die UIM se reëls en regulasies, by Marai, daar gaan jy. Wouldn't that be fantastic if we have a government like that? If a minister messes up, we don't place you in another ministerial position. No, we let you, we give you a package, a nice handshake, en dan gaan sit op die strand en rook 'n zol. Moenie verder met ons mense werk nie. That's how it should be. So, ek hoop julle kan my hoor, mens baie trokke en goeders hierso. So this is what my heart's desire is, that people like Neil de Beer gets into parliament so that we can be the conscious, as moet die gewete van diegene wees wat bereid is om 'n stem weg te gee vir 'n kar. Watter soort leier is jy as jy net met 'n kar omgekoop kan word? Sorry, ek sê nou vir julle, daar is nie 'n prys aan my gekoppel nie. Hulle sê elke mens het 'n prys. Die enigste ding wat my gaan laat, ek moet dit nie hierso op sê nie, maar dit het te doen met my kinders. But jy kan nie vir Fatima Abdool omkoop nie. Jy kan nie eens vir Neil de Beer omkoop nie. Nee, ek praat nou van spesifiek ons twee, want ons is in council. Ek dink nie jy kan vir Jay omkoop nie, was nog nie omgekoop nie. Verstaan julle wat ek sê? So if a person is in this arena or in this space for their personal, ek het nog nooit in my wildste drome gedink ek wil eendag 'n karier maak in die politieke wêreld, want ek wil ten minste 'n dik salaris kry. Ek weet eers hoeveel wat is die salaris vir 'n council, en ek het nooit dit gaan opsoek nie, iemand sal my sê. For me it was always, I want my people to live better, man. I want my people, when I say my people, I'm talking about everyone around me. I don't want to see a hobo begging for money, because he's supposed to be set up in his own little house and have a little job or whatever. Do you understand? The problem with us as South Africans is the following. And I have to racialize it. Sorry. No, not sorry, I have to racialize it. Black people don't trust black people, but they would rather go with black people because they at least know the weakness of black people. White people trust. They do. They would rather go with white people because they know they are because they know they are successors. There's a history, all right? But they don't trust any other race. Black people also don't trust any other race, but they also don't trust one another. Colored people, most of the times, don't even like colored people. There's a real deep not likeness of themselves, but it's changing. The tide is changing because they are actually seeing the good qualities of one another. But it will take them a while before they actually support one another, because there's this thing: if I support Fatima, dan gaan sy gaan opbeweeg en ek bly hier agter. So there's this thing of pulling back. This is just my opinion. Indian people, I think they trust one another. They just don't trust anyone else. So they will support an Indian as long as they get something back. So one day, we must be able to support one another irrespective of what race that person is. We must support a person for the person's competence, the person's integrity, the person's truth that they stand for. Oh, truth is so important. If you are a liar, if you are a cunning character, you cannot lead. Don't lead. We must be able to choose a person or vote for a person or support a person on merit and not on race, because all the races in South Africa, they've got their weaknesses and they've got their strengths. But we must focus on the strengths of every race, because those strengths actually complement one another. And together, we will make this South Africa the South Africa that it's supposed to be. The South Africa that God had in mind when He placed the people on this continent and in this country. Okay? Dis dan my woord vir vandag. Ek gaan nou Eldorado Park toe met die ouers daar gesels. And just encourage them as well, because the future ek sal net nou lees. The future of this country is in the hands of the people of this country. Dat ek net weer harder sê. The future of this country is in the hands of the people, the community of this country. Together, we will.